All right, well, good morning all. It is Sunday morning at Coda, and it is a breezy, cold 41 degrees out here this morning. We've got mist and winds about 15 miles an hour, so it's pretty chilly. I slept okay in the tent last night, though. I stayed warm all night. No problem, except for the flapping of the tarp outside and wind noise. Anyway, it's breakfast time. Here's my typical routine, and first disclaimer, I don't recommend cooking in or from a tent. Don't anybody do that. But I'm going to do that because it's just too cold and windy to be out there. So I cook in my little vestibule here and put my stove on top of the aluminum table. So, without further ado, I'm going to get some coffee brewing, actually some hot water to make coffee, oatmeal, and everything else. This morning's breakfast choices are scrambled eggs with bacon, Quaker apple cinnamon oatmeal, and coffee. So, we're going to get that underway because it's just miserable cold out here this morning. I don't mind cold and I don't mind wet, but I don't like cold and wet. So I'll get this stove hooked up. I decided not to bring my jet boil with me because I needed some cups, and with this little Stanley kit here, it has the cups. Ooh, the coffee. Ah, oh, that's the stuff. It has the two coffee mugs in it, perfect for oatmeal and coffee. So I needed that, and pack size was just getting too unruly, so I decided to ditch the jet boil this time and go with the full stove so I could have those cups nested in there. Anywho, let's get this guy set up and arranged where I can maneuver it. Okay. Where's my windshield? I know it's here. There it is. This is the little folding windscreen from a Solo stove, little biofuel stove that I have. I'm nowhere near the woods where I can have plenty of burnable biofuels, so that guy was out. But his little companion comes along because the wind plays havoc with any of these burners and keeps you from cooking in a reasonable amount of time or fuel. So that solves that little dilemma. We're gonna go with a full pot today because I've got multiple things to reheat. And there we go. Yep, we're not quite on level ground, but we're pretty close. And I lost my cap. Okay, I'll set that over here where it doesn't spill, I hope. Cap. Alrighty then. Poof. And for anybody that doesn't have experience using these things, you don't want to go full tilt on the fire because all you're doing is wasting heat up around the sides and just burn your fuel canister out faster than you need to. The ideal heat setting for quick boil is usually just where the flames are right at the edge of your pot, and that'll save you a bunch of fuel. And when you're out in the woods for several days and you don't want to have to go back into town to get more fuel, that can make all the difference. Okay, we'll give that guy a couple minutes, and in the meanwhile I am going to start prepping my coffee. Now, I do the coffee the hard way. I don't do it the easy way, like instant whatever. I am a bit of a coffee snob, and I like good coffee. So, this is the solution for that. I've got an AeroPress. These things are fantastic. Make a really good coffee. Even at home, I use this at home. I've got it paired up with a permanent stainless steel mesh filter. Pardon me? Yeah. Goodness, it's cold this morning. And then in that, I have a small coffee grinder. Cosnia, whatever. There are several brands of these on Amazon, but they're sized to perfectly fit the tube of the AeroPress. Now, if you don't do the coffee grinder bit and you want to bring pre-ground coffee with you, you can store coffee in here, and then there's a little sealing rubber cap that goes over the top of this, so this can be your coffee store. Works pretty well. Anyway, so I set this guy. I do what's known as the reverse brew method on this. How you're normally supposed to do it is you take the plunger out, you put your filter and your end cap on there, you pour your coffee grounds in, and then you pour the water right over the top and you press it right through. Well, you don't get very strong coffee that way, so I do what's known as the inverted brew method, and I'll show you that when we get to it. But first things first, coffee. Ooh, I like that coffee. Can you smell that? Oh, sorry. Pouring it without getting it everywhere, that's the next trick. Alright. Only lost one bean. Man, that's good. Now watch, I'll tip it over and lose them all. Your little bean. All right, so full hopper of beans in that yields about 2 cups of coffee, or one really strong one, which is usually how I do it. And then my crank lever for that guy. And while my water boils, I just sit here and crank, 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 and it ends up down here in the bottom hopper. Get a little morning exercise here. And it's not a fast process. Let's see how far we are. A little over halfway down. This is one of those conical, ceramic conical burr grinders. You can set the tension on the burr cone to be as fine or coarse as you like. I've played with this one and gotten it kind of where I like it. It's about 3 clicks out from closed, so it makes a fairly fine grind. Oh, it smells so good. I buy my coffee beans from a local hardware store of all places. It's kind of an upscale hardware store in Houston called Bearings Hardware. And they have a great selection of locally roasted coffees. I believe the roaster is called Duncan, D-U-N-C-A-N Coffee House, coffee grinders. And really good stuff. I think I did a video where I went and picked up coffee on the Riker. I can't remember. Oh, there's the goodness. Okay. That's that. Oh man, that smells good. I don't want it to tip over, so I'm going to set it over here against the tripod and hope that nothing happens. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm holding it in my lap to keep it safe. Water's starting to bubble a little bit. Get a little more juice. when these fuel cans are cold, they don't spit out as much juice. You have to dial them up a little bit more. And as you use them, they cool off because of evaporation, and that causes them to slow down even more. Hi, birdie. Oh, it's getting there. Oh, the heat feels good. Oh, it's cold out here this morning. My toes are froze. Yeah. Look at my preparation instructions here, and it says carefully add 1 cup of boiling water. Alrighty, 1 cup, 8 ounces. I put 16 or more in that pot, so it should be good. Don't eat the big white mint. Come on, bubble, bubble. It's bubbling. Not at a full rolling boil yet. It is getting close. It is cold out here today, so it is not boiling too fast. I'm spoiled with how fast the jet boil boils up water. Normally these pots take 6 to 7 minutes, sometimes longer depending on how cold your water is, how much breeze you have blowing your fire around. The jet boil does the same task in about 2 to 3 minutes every time. It's amazing. Because of the heat fins on the bottom of the water capsule, or water container. I want my coffee. That thing's making a weird buzzing sound. I don't know if I mentioned that depower. Can't find the little bag. Anyway, I'll try to link all the products that I'm using here on Amazon. I don't have an affiliate link set up or anything. I'm just giving you guys this information for the betterment of the community. Yeah, depower. It was an Amazon cheapie. I want to say it was $16. Very cheap. And I liked it because of the hose, so I can set my fuel canister on the ground or wherever, and it, you know, the burner isn't on top of it, making everything so top heavy, tippy. It works really well. I've gotten good use out of it. Oh, it's right there at boiling. Keep going. It is definitely not the smallest stove, that's for sure. I have some really small ones, but they get to be almost impractical to use in a real-world setting for anything except boiling a small cup of water like this. You can't use them with pots or pans or anything else just because they're so small. They're attached to the top of a fuel canister, and it just makes things really teetery. I'm sure there are plenty of hardcore outbackers out there and mountain explorers, alpine explorers that have done it, and they're listening to this going, you just don't know what you're doing. And they're probably right. They're probably right. I just don't want to fiddle with it. I'd rather have something that works and have it be a little bit larger in my pack. Another stove that I had was the MSR everything fuel stove. I can't remember their proper name for it, but it'll burn everything from camp gas to kerosene to gasoline to whatever you want, pressurized fuel canister style. I tried it out. It worked okay. I took it with me on a couple trips so I could burn unleaded bike fuel in it, and I thought, no, that'll be easy because I'm going to carry spare fuel cans anyway for being out in the mountains. But it was a little too fiddly. I had to change jets on it a couple times. Didn't really work. I could get it fired up and it would work. It was noisy. It was stinky. Just ended up taking it back. Just go with the fuel canister types. Oh yeah, it's rolling now. Rolling. Keep going. Man, it is cold out here this morning. That thing does not want to boil. Fuel canister's getting frosted up too. That doesn't help. It's not flowing as much gas. Oh, this coffee smells so good. Oh, I want to drink it. My toes are frozen. Oh, there it is. Yep, got it. Okay, got a slow rolling boil. I will conserve that fuel. And the burner is red hot. Nice. Okay, here we go. Go for the important stuff first. And what are our graduations on this guy? It says 20 ounces is what I filled this up to, so I will do process of elimination and figure out my 8 ounces for my eggs. So this is the inverted brew method. Normally I have a little stir stick, but when I'm camping I just use my spoon that I plan on using for my oatmeal anyway. Stir it up a little bit. Probably should have removed that spoon from the trio, huh? The proper way to do that is to rinse off pipette style. Let's see here if I can detach this guy. Get off. Of course, when I want it to, it doesn't. There we go. And there we go, good enough. Okay, and then we let that sit about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'll brew it right down into my cup. Alright, little coffee grounds in the eggs won't hurt anything. Alright, so where are we at on that? We are at 12 ounces, so we take it down to 4. That's it. 4 ounces. Seal up the bag. Give her a little shaky. Let her sit there. And with my remaining 4 ounces, I'm going to have just enough for my oatmeal, I think. Apples and cinnamon. And there she goes. So for anyone keeping notes, that's a perfect routine for water right there. I've used that many times. 20 ounces, sometimes I'll take it up even higher, but yeah, today I stopped right at the 20 ounce mark. So 20 ounces yields you about one of these frozen guys, a couple cups of coffee, and oatmeal in one shot. Okay, we'll let that guy rehydrate. Set it right over here. Coffee should be just about ready, but I'm going to let it get good and strong today. Close that up. And if you decide to go the AeroPress route, choose your camping cups wisely, because they need to fit completely over that, but within this outer ring. I've gotten a few before that are so small in diameter, or so large in diameter, that they fall through, or they're too small in diameter and you can't get this drain portion in there. Okay, I think that's probably about my 3-minute mark, probably a lot more. And then you just invert it again, and let's get the logo on here for camera's sake. Little coffee porn going on. Oh yeah. I'm gonna leverage at my position. Yeah. I'm gonna bring it in. Now I can just do this. There we go. Sitting too far away from it to press it. Press it all the way out, get all the air and the oils and everything from the foam. And that is a full cup of what would be the equivalent of espresso all the way. Quadruple shot of espresso. Fills up the cup nicely. Oh, that's good stuff. And what you end up with, I'm not going to make a mess right now, but what you end up with is a puck of coffee right here in the end that you just dump right out. When you squeeze this thing, it'll pop right out, and you can put it into your trash bag or whatever. And there's very little cleanup on that guy. You just wash it off with a tiny bit of water and you're done, including the filter. The filter just rinses right off, doesn't leave anything behind. Alright, oatmeal's getting good and coffee's ready. I will catch you gentlemen and ladies later. I'm gonna eat.